Alrighty, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is December 12th, 2023. I'm going to go over all of the scalp setups that were presented to us in regards to my scalping model. I'm going to go over the 15 second, the 30 second, and the 1 minute, cover all the entries, explain my thought process behind it, and kind of go from there. So hopping into the charts, the first thing that I kind of want to go over is kind of the structure we saw today. It was a very, very obvious market maker buy model. On the 1 minute right here, we took out the sell side right here. I believe we were bouncing off a higher time frame PD array. We displaced down manipulation leg right here. Once we closed above these consecutive down close candles right here, these black candles, that was our change in state of delivery. So we can expect the buy program, the buy side of the curve to begin and kind of just go from there. But not that that's super important for my scalping model. It's just something good to kind of keep in mind and kind of know your highest probability setups, where they're going to be, whether it's long or short. But getting into the first setup, what do we have right here? We displaced above this high. This was right before the change in state of delivery completed. We closed above it right about up here, but it's pretty obvious if you know what you're looking for. That's why I say screen time is one of the most important things. Just you're able to get a read on the market without any guesswork. So first one, we displaced above this high. We actually put in like 3 equal highs right here. Finally got displacement above it. We had our fair value gap. So we get our gone box, set our limit at the top yellow line right there. And then as you can see, this one just ripped. But no fair value gaps on here, like I said, so this is 100% valid. Nothing else over here fit within the entry requirements. So getting on to the next 15-second setup, all of this movement up, we didn't really have anything that was clear that fitted specifically within the rules. So right down here, nothing. 2 fair value gaps right there, so we ignore that. Scanning through this, nothing. I'm just kind of going over, just making sure I got all of the correct ones, so didn't miss any. So getting into the next setup right here, we mitigated this small little fair value gap down here, continued to displace up. We broke structure right here. We got our gone box, set our limit at the top yellow line. As you can see, this one just ripped as well. Nothing over here. This was the first L that we took today. Stopped out by 1.25 points, and then it went up, would have hit our targets. But it's not a biggie because we had another setup right after it. But essentially, this isn't a super high. Both of these aren't super high probability. I mean, I'll kind of explain why. Is because we didn't have usually 9 times out of 10, I want to see the second body of a fair value gap creation. Obviously, it's a 3 candle pattern. I want to see the part that is the fair value gap be the one that breaks structure, not the top or the bottom for a short, if that makes sense. So this one, obviously right here, we didn't get that exactly. However, we did continue up and break right up here. Following rules, we would have got tagged in right at that one, or that top yellow line. And as you can see, it did come down to stop us out by 1.25 points. But something similar right after happened. Another setup, but still semi-fit within the rules. I know some people took this within a Discord. We displaced above that high put in right there. This is a mini change in state of delivery too. Price is fractal. It's going to happen on every single time frame. Obviously, we had these down close candles that we closed above, so that's something to keep in mind. This is our change in state of delivery and order block, and we do have a break right here. Not that that matters. I'm just kind of giving you all a little bit of sauce because you can add stuff into this and make it super, 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 super high probable. So right here, we displaced above that high. We would have got tagged in on the second candle right there. Very, very minimal drawdown. As you can see, it did hold this order block right there, and we just absolutely ripped to the upside. So that was that second one. So that would have mitigated that loss right there. And then this next one was questionable. So I personally didn't take this because there was 2 reasons. I actually did have a limit placed right up here, but once we wicked off this high right here, I saw that reaction. I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to wait for the next setup because this isn't super high probable for 2 reasons. Usually when I see us wick a high like that and don't even close a body above it, I'm not interested at all in it. I'm just going to wait for the next setup to present itself. So me personally, I did not take this. Had you did, you either, depending on your fill, because this also was an opportunity on the 30 second, I believe it was both an L on the 15 and the 30 second, but you would have been stopped out by 1 tick. So there's that one. Like I said, I personally did not take that, and nothing else over here really fit within the rules as we had open fair value gaps, blah, blah, blah. And then this was the second to last winner right over here. Obviously, we moved up right here, had another mini change in state of delivery in a sense. Did move up a little higher than I expected, but it still respected the targets and all of that, and within the entry requirements. Didn't come up and stop us at or anything. So obviously we had this low right here. We displaced through it on that second candle. Like I was saying earlier, we would set our limit at the bottom yellow line because it's a short, obviously. We would have got tagged in on the second one. Like I said, this one did move up about 6. We took 6.25 points of heat, but didn't really come anywhere close to our stop. As you can see, this one just started to melt down here. It did hit 2 of our targets and then missed that final 18. So the rest would have been stopped at break even, or if you're pulling all yours off at 12, you would have been out of the trade with full profits. And then the last setup we had right here, no open fair value gaps up here. We were just bouncing off order blocks, blah, blah, blah. And we displaced above this high right here. And we put in a baby little fair value gap right there. This one would have been this one was an actual just sniper entry. I would say this is pretty much zero drawdown. As you can see, we got bottom ticked right there. Maybe moved like 1 or half a tick. I don't know exactly, or zero drawdown. And then this one just absolutely ripped to the upside, hitting all of our targets. So that was the 15-second setups that did go 6 and 1. And then hopping into the 30-second, we'll kind of go over the setups. So this is what I was kind of going over earlier, just knowing overall structure. If you're a new trader, this will come with screen time. You'll understand more. This is probably one of the worst setups that could occur for 2 reasons. Obviously, like I was saying earlier, is that manipulation leg right there. When we closed above that, that's our change in state of delivery. So what can we expect is we expect down close candles to support price, and that's exactly what happened here. So we happen to get a scalp setup presented to us right here. But if you're able to recognize this could have very, very easily been avoided. Very easily avoided. So getting on to the next one that fit within the rules. This one obviously no, because although it probably would have been a winner, is because we had that open fair value gap down there. So the next one was a dub. It went 12 points, so it would have hit 2 targets, our break even, and then our first one right here, we displaced below this low. Again, it's on the 3rd candle, so not a huge fan of it. Personally, I probably would not have taken it, but I know some people probably did. So that one, we have that. Nothing over here fit within the rules. It was a pretty slow day for the 30-second, I have to say. This one was a loser, stopped to the pretty much tick. Depending where you got filled or if you place your limit. I know some people, I think, won on this one just based on where they got filled. But personally, I would count that as a loser because obviously right here you can see it went down to 12 and then reversed and would have hit our targets. But it is what it is. All right. The market does whatever it wants, and it's part of the game. So this one is invalid right here because we have this baby little fair value gap right down here. It's tiny, but you got to follow the rules, you know. So obviously getting into the next one, we would have had a TP break even right here. Well, actually, I'll explain. This one isn't valid right here, even though likely would have been a winner, is because we have this open fair value gap right there. Again, this is what you kind of want to see. Is it's a mini change in state of delivery right here. Up close candles, we close below them, and look how we support them right there, and then just dump for a little bit. So obviously right here we have these 2 kind of equal highs, so it counts because break structure would be a 3 candle pattern, with there being either the middle candle being the outlier, or if it's something like this, that's still viable. So this one, we would have got tagged in right there. This one did go 6 points right there and then came back right at break even before just ripping to the upside. So, and then this next one would have been another TP break even. Obviously nothing over here would have fit. This one wanted to fit within the rules because we have open fair value gap up here. Right here, we displace above this little short-term high right there. And then 1, 2, we would have got filled right there and just chopped around for a little bit and then would have tagged us out at 9.75. So this would have been a full-on break even, just depending if you're taking one off at 6 or not. So I believe that was the last valid 30-second scalp. So I do think, obviously, this would be 145, 290. This would have been around break even today. Obviously, the 15-second did perform pretty damn well today. I think the 1 minute did do pretty well too. We'll kind of go over that real quick. I'll mark them up. I'll remove all these. So this one right down here on the 1 minute, I know some people had limits placed and almost came down right here. This would have been absolutely beautiful. Obviously, you can see it wouldn't have tagged us in. It probably missed us by 2 or 3 ticks. If we would have mitigated that or bounced off of it like an IO Fed or something, this would have been valid setup right here. Scanning through it, I don't see anything that would be invalid to take because we have this little fair value gap down here. Nothing really piquing my interest right there. Like I said, I barely even looked at the 1 minute today. Usually when conditions, especially being in December, I'm going to be hunting on the low time frames because it sounds weird, but it's going to be more probable. You can easily get chopped up on the 1 minute. Easily. Especially with the scalping model. So obviously our next one, I'm trying to find if there's, I don't know if I'm missing. I don't think I am. Ooh, this one would have been nice. I don't know if this would have tagged us in. I believe this was the next valid one right here, or one of the only valid ones. Yeah, okay. Ooh, damn. Zero drawdown on that. Zero. Zilch. To the tick, our entry. And that baby just absolutely ripped. Scalp long, obviously, got tagged in right there. Make sure there's no unopened fair value gaps. We mitigated these. Supporting them. Obviously, nobody closes through them or anything. So this is a high probability scalp. High probability setup right here. So in my opinion, this, what time is it? 10. So obviously we have a full dub right there. Trying to scan through this real quick. Right there. Okay. I think this is the next one right here. Displaced above that high. Yep. Would have put our entry right. This may have been L. No, this would have been break even. So we got filled like right there. Came up. Would have tagged us and then get stopped out of break even right there. And then, oh wait, no, that's after 10:30, so that won't even count anyway. So I think the 1 minute only had one solid, valid setup today. Now looking at it. Yeah, that's what it appears. Let me go back through it and just make sure I'm not missing anything. Obviously, 8:40, we begin. Ooh, actually, this one possibly, but like I was saying in that example earlier, when we wick a low like this, it's not very ideal. That's what I like. This thing presents so many opportunities as you can become very, very picky, and your win rate would probably be damn near high 90%. If you nail it down and spend a lot of screen time with it, you'll be chilling big time. So if someone did take that, that's not really valid in my opinion. Obviously, for the reason I just explained, you'd have been tagged in right there. This probably did go about 3 points. Would not have stopped at break even. So there is that one. I'm going to scan through it one more time. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. So in my eyes, that's a really only A+ setup right here. Yeah, for sure. But shout. And keeping in mind, if we're in the market maker or the buy side of the curve, these are buy setups are going to be the highest probable. Until obviously like we reach like a 2.52 standard deviation, which I think I have marked up over here. As you can see, price once we got up to this 2.5 standard deviation, we obviously came back within the range. And then once it closed above it, we supported price over here and then just ripped into PM, taking out that buy side level right up here. So that should be everything. If I missed anything or if you have any questions or comments, just put them down in the comment section or DM me or shoot me a tweet on Twitter, ATP Trades. Peace.